The spirit of competition, referring to both the pro-bending that takes place in this episode, as well as the lame-ass love triangle stuff, where Korra feels like she's competing against Asami for Mako's affection. Woo! Everyone's favorite part.
Since Avatar Korra has arrived in Republic City, she's only had eyes for one fella, Mako. The feeling seemed mutual until a fateful accident intervened.
The feeling seemed mutual? What? No, it didn't, omniscient knowledge announcer. Man, that building is yellow. I'm glad that did not continue on. Thank you for that, Mako. Number of cool things Mako has done, 1.
I'll see you before the match tonight. Asami and I have a lunch date.
Lunch? I would think breakfast, considering you said you guys have the earliest slot in the gym.
What's the big idea with making me train this early in the morning?
We're the rookies, so we get the worst time slot in the gym.
And you guys are professional athletes, so that would be like starting at 6 a.m. or something, right? Playoffs alone are 16 teams, and this is the only pro-bending gym we know about. So that's a lot of gym time to go around, and I'm gonna say you're gonna want some gym availability every day as a pro athlete.
Here we are, all alone in the gym. Just you and me. 2 alone people.
Okay, this interaction is painful, but it actually contextualizes a worse moment later on and makes that moment even worse. And I'm gonna rant about that. You only got one tank top? Don't you have a billionaire girlfriend now?
What do you think of Korra in a girlfriend sort of way?
She's great. But I think it makes more sense for me to go for Asami.
Mako kind of jumps to thinking about Korra like this pretty much out of nowhere. They had that one moment where, whoops, oh, we're being cute for a second, and that's it. I mean, they had a cool undercover mission together, too, and I do think that time spent together actually does do a lot to imply feelings could be getting caught over time, but they were on, like, a very serious rescue mission, not very fun. I'm just saying, where are these thoughts from Mako even coming from all of a sudden?
I don't know, Bo.
Bo?
She's strong, I'm strong.
You guys gotta spend some of this billionaire benefactor money on a second, maybe even a third tank top each.
I'm gonna ask Korra out.
Look, it just isn't smart to date a teammate.
Don't you fucking wag your finger at me. Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'm not interested in Mako or any romantic stuff. Besides, he's all into that prissy, beautiful, elegant, rich girl.
Who is also a billionaire sports fan, Vespa riding, fine dining, super nice, heir to an industrial superpower. She's a real person.
But let's just pretend for a second I am interested in him. What would I do?
A lot of people like to push the idea that Korra was kept cooped up and monitored her entire life too much. Like, yeah, it should contextualize how she acts a little bit, but the show doesn't really push that angle at all. Like, it's not really the story that it's telling. She's a pretty well-adjusted person overall, other than, you know, being a dick. But her asking the girls here what she should do kind of makes more sense if you think about it from that angle. She probably wouldn't have a lot of experience with guys, so despite being kind of lame, I think it also kind of makes sense.
She rode a dragon into battle and burned down the entire country. Then she jumped into a volcano. It was so romantic.
The best way to win a boy's heart is to brew a love potion of rainbows and sunsets that makes true lovers sprout wings and fly to a magical castle in the sky.
No, you're both wrong. All you have to do is hide behind a barrel, right? And then you come out and wave your arms around all crazy. That way he'll know you're way into him. We've already covered this.
Watching my soulmate spend his life with the wrong woman became too painful. So I hung my chin out there and I confessed my love to Tenzin. And the rest is history.
Basically, she says, I fucking got lucky. She should also probably explain that they had a solid rapport by the sounds of it. They knew each other for a long time. There's probably some very positive vibes going on already before she confessed her love, much unlike your Mako situation. I'm just saying, the lesson that Pema is trying to impart is not very useful for Korra right now. You're saying to confess your undying love to a guy you met, like, what, a few weeks ago, probably? No, that's not good advice. This seems like purposely bad advice so the episode can happen. See what I mean? It's less yellow at nighttime because your dumbass brain is all like, ooh, pretty lights.
And their opponents, the Red Sands Rubberoo!
The vague brown team, just like last time, and also sort of the time before that. Now, okay, but this is Team Rabaroos, which is, of course, another animal we saw in Airbender.
Nice sprawl there by Mako. Bolin strikes, Ula dodges, and all 3 Rabaroos are down!
Okay, so if you get knocked over, the round also ends, but the announcer from a previous episode seemed to imply that you can get back up after being knocked over.
Ian Bolin better untangle quick if they don't want it. Go!
Maybe if all 3 of your team is knocked down at the same time, it's a round? Hard to say. What are the rules?
What are the rules? Round 3!
My man, where are you supposed to be standing? You're just like hovering in the crowd?
Bolin bashes Ollie into zone 2, and the ferrets get the green light to advance.
Do you think the green light meaning go forward implies that pro bending was created after the traffic stoplight? Just how new is the game of pro bending then? How new is the idea of traffic? Also, water kick, it's cool. We know Korra can do it.
Rabaru's down 2 rounds. They'll need a knockout to win.
Alright, so that confirms a rule I complained about last time I was seething about pro bending. It's a best of 5 sort of. If you knock the other 3 opponents completely off the stage, it's an instant win. Okay, that makes sense. But why are there 4 bulbs then? If you need 3 points to win, there should be at least 5. It's a best of 5. Even if there's an instant win condition. Are the first 3 like round win bulbs, and then the 4th one is an overall winner / a 3rd round win bulb, and you just kind of have to know the sport to know how to read it? What if it does go to round 5? Yeah, I know these 2 red tubes say 2 completely separate things here, but like, why aren't there 5 bulbs?
And they go straight after Bolin. Korra comes to his defense, and she waddle-whacks Kumi back into zone 2. The ferrets are on fire tonight, and they win round 2.
And alright, so you can also win a round by simply advancing up the field more than the other team, and it ends on a timer. We learned that in episode 2 because Hasuk got eliminated and then revived because Mako and Bolin just lasted out the timer on round 1. I'm literally just talking these rules out because I feel like probably almost no one knows this, because the show flies by these rules and how the game works at a breakneck pace. So the 3 ways to win a round are knock the other team off their feet all at the same time, take more space than them and win by the clock, or knock them all off the ring, which also wins you the entire game. Got it. But also, you can be revived for the next round if your team survives when you get knocked off. Rounds start at mid-stage regardless of how much space has been taken into previous rounds. Alright, everyone's on the same page about pro bending now for the first time in, human history.
So I was thinking we should spend some time together.
We've been spending lots of time together.
I mean, outside of the gym.
I don't know. Asami and I are...
Look, I really like you, and I think we were meant for each other.
I'm just saying, Sokka's aloof strategy simply cannot end this catastrophically. I genuinely think Sokka's advice was better than Pema's, and that was supposed to be so comically bad that it was being played for a joke.
I don't feel very date-worthy.
Are you kidding me? You're the smartest, funniest, toughest, buffest, talentedest, incrediblest girl in the world.
Bolin does it better. He just says you're super cool and I want to ask you out. Why the fuck did Pema tell her to say that I'm in love with you? Or whatever she said. Oh, we're meant to be together. It's so weird that the conflict in this entire episode is based off of Pema giving Korra like the worst advice imaginable, knowing that Mako was already dating Asami. Like, apply my extremely niche situation to your life. It'll work, I bet. And then Korra executing that advice in the worst fashion possible. Yeah, Avatar, your 600-pound monster animal sleeping outside the door is kind of ruining business. Can you hurry up and leave?
Hey, who's that creepy guy over there that keeps glaring at us?
That's Tano and the wolf bats.
Tano and the wolf bats are, of course, named after wolf bats from the secret tunnel. Oh shit, this dude can bloodbend? What? They just have like baseball card shots of this dude up on the wall at this restaurant, just in a random spot? Did this guy bring these himself and put them up? What is this?
Well, if it isn't the fire ferrets. Pro bending's saddest excuse for a team.
I really like Tano's voice acting. That's all. I think it's really good.
Tell me, how'd a couple of amateurs like you luck your way into the tournament? Especially you, Avatar.
This also might be a dig at M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender, who also famously and purposely mispronounced the word Avatar.
You found the Avatar.
Also, pause for a sec. You guys know I already did that M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender video, right? It's on Patreon. I just can't get it up on YouTube because of copyright. Still get comments about that, even though I talk about it at the end of every, like, second video. Yeah, that thing's really killing business, man. Can you stop? I was gonna have to bring this up at some point because it does get really distracting to me sometimes. Why can't they draw Korra's nose? Like, she only has a nose in shots where you can see her from the side. It's actually something the animator started doing near the end of Airbender too, but with Korra, it's in like a lot of shots. She just looks fucking weird a lot of the time because of it. Like, if you tunnel vision on it, you're just like, oh no.
You're crazy!
You're a liar!
Hey, Mako! Whoa.
The rookies are about to take on the former and longest reigning champs, the Borcupines.
Oh hey, a not vaguely brown team. That's pretty cool. Named after a Borcupine, that big pig that Appa fought in the woods that one time. Nice touch that you can see the blue team's bulb lit up in the background in some shots. More terrible slow-mo. There's not really much to say about it. It's just here for the sake of it. It doesn't accomplish anything other than dragging out the match, I guess.
He's a one-man bending battalion. The ferrets having a tough time finding their rhythm tonight, but thanks to Bolin, they narrowly notched round 2.
Alright, so Bolin clutched up in the first round by pushing the other team back further than they got pushed back. Fire Ferrets had 1 in Zone 1 and 2 in Zone 2, and the Borcupines had 1 in all 3 zones, meaning that they were pushed back more. The logic works. Oh, another water kick, a move that was never used not even once in the original show because it was cool that the bending looked different and there was like different moves for each one, you know? Yeah, it makes sense that the bending styles would have mixed as time went on, but man, you lose a lot of the unique visual visuals that help make the show so cool when everyone does basically the same or interchangeable stuff.
Round 3 is a tie. We go to a tiebreaker to decide the match.
Wait. Round 3 is a tie, so we go to sudden death to decide the entire match? Why? This is a best of 5, is it not? You both only have 1 round win. You should need 2 more or a knockout to win. Why are we skipping straight to overtime? Okay, you could cross the center line in sudden death.
Bolin goes in for the grapple.
Wait, what? The grapple? In what world is there grappling in this game? In only sudden death overtime? You're usually not allowed to get within 5 feet of an opponent, let alone grapple them. We just play a whole new game in sudden death for some reason.
I like Asami too. I don't know, things are complicated. I've been feeling really confused and
Okay, yeah, so this is like obviously bad for reasons that I've already covered. Korra just doubles down on Pema's dumbass advice. And people don't like this scene a lot because Korra jump scares Mako with a kiss when he's already in a committed relationship. And yeah, I get it on that level, but that's not the worst part of this scene to me. This is.
Bolin, this isn't what you think.
You know how quality of a character moment this could have been for literally all of them? What if Bolin just dropped his flowers and looked sad and slinked away? That could have been a powerful moment, but no, they treat Bolin like a joke when they really shouldn't. They kinda let Korra off the hook for this because, oh look, Bolin has tears and snot running down his face, ha ha ha. No, this could have been a big emotional moment for all 3 of these characters. Korra finally gets to see how her brash decision making and impulsive attitude has an effect on people. Korra can see how she's a lot like Bolin in the fact that he's obviously been into her for a while, and now he's also had his heart broken. This scene, weirdly, could bring these characters closer together at the end of the day, make them seem like closer friends. The following scene makes it even worse. We could have seen Mako and Bolin have an honest heart-to-heart about how these things are hard and confusing, and it sucks when you like someone and they don't like you back. Endear them to each other on screen, and to us. But no, once again, Bolin is treated like a clown that Mako has to begrudgingly look after. And for some reason, he's drunk on noodles. Like, why is this big moment, a moment that could be a great character beat for everyone involved, turned into a joke? You want to know a show that did this sort of moment better? Avatar: The Last Airbender. Aang and Meng had a quick little, very honest talk about how, like, yeah, these things are really tricky and sometimes upsetting. It felt really human and nice. There used to be this sentiment online that The Legend of Korra is a more mature, darker take on the Avatar universe. But I swear people used to just say that because the characters are older and the show takes place at night. You don't hear that kind of idea much anymore, the darker, more mature thing, and I think it's mostly because there are a few moments like this where the real heart and soul and yes, maturity of Avatar, those big talks, the real sympathetic emotion, those human moments are definitely missing. Anyway, ooh, pretty lights.
You can't find 2 teams more evenly matched in age, size, and strength than the Fire Ferrets and the Buzzard Wasps.
Ah yes, the Buzzard Wasps, named after the animal from The Last Airbender. They're known for their iconic, vaguely brown uniforms.
Which reminds me, this match is brought to you by our sponsor, Flameo Instant Noodles.
Nah, bro. If I don't get to do sponsorships without getting roasted, neither do you.
Oh, and a blatant hold by the Avatar.
Korra, what are you doing? Come on, I don't even know the rules of this game and I know that's illegal. Also, you ever notice how Korra sucks at comebacks? She just says whatever they say back at them.
Unnecessary roughness. Move back 1 zone.
I'll unnecessarily rough you up!
And you're the rookiest of us all. We gotta get you up to speed if we want to survive in the tournament. Deal with it.
You deal with it.
Benders like this girl only use their power to oppress us!
What? I'm not oppressing anyone. You're oppressing yourself! I'll unnecessarily rough you up!
And the Avatar is slapped with the yellow fan.
What? A yellow fan? That's a red fan all day in any self-respecting league. You can't show physical aggression towards an official in like any sport on the planet or you're done.
And Bolin takes a zinger to the shoulder.
This one's always funny to me. We see people get completely rocked over and over and over again in this show. But I guess this one just catches Bolin really clean. Like, come on, guys. You can't show me people getting destroyed, thrown 10, 20 feet, and then be like, ooh, ooh, that one got me good.
Are we gonna be alright?
Why the fuck is Bolin breaching this topic? It should be Mako. He's the one that got caught kissing the girl Bolin likes, even if she kissed him. It should be Mako saying, oh, you know, are we gonna be good? This just makes Mako seem even more cold and distant and dickish.
It's the big kabaj! What a knockout!
Alright, so the logic of the round system is steady. They lose the first 2 rounds and then win the 3rd by knockout, meaning that they won the whole thing. Now, I'm just saying, 5-bulb system, much easier to understand. Mako's logo briefly disappears here as they celebrate. Yeah, I still got my eyes out for that shit.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, that's a sign of losers.
I hope we see you in the finals. Then we'll see who the losers really are.
Add it to the list of Korra just saying the same insult back.
Bolin, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I didn't mean to let things get so out of hand.
It's nice that everyone gets to say their I'm sorries and stuff, but it just feels so empty with how much of a joke it was played for. I think they really blew this whole debacle.
You are one of a kind, Bolin.
Korra says the same compliment Bolin paid her.
You are one of a kind, Korra.
But still, so empty, man. Please stop doing this face. It frightens me. I'm asking you politely.
Your winners, the Wolfpack!
Oh man, now the bench is all wet. And also, why didn't the water stop glowing when she stopped bending it? Alright, the spirit of competition. The biggest stumble of the show so far, by far. This episode is basically built for me not to like it. A lot of pro-bending, which I find unengaging just on a base level. And both of the love triangles are born, one of which is unceremoniously drug out behind the shed and shot. Which, well, I mean, if you think about it from that angle, maybe that scene wasn't so bad. The worst part of it is that it's centered around Mako, who's like the least likable dude ever. And that's not just me saying it knowing that he does scummy shit in the future. He's unlikable right now. It puts the far more interesting storylines completely on hold. Amon isn't even mentioned. Korra's airbending is never given a thought. Tenzin and Tarlok, the ones driving the more interesting plots, are notably totally absent. This is the show trying to put its best foot forward on its weaker subject matter. And unfortunately, that foot stumbles downhill into a minefield filled with crocodiles that are also filled with mines. Patron shoutouts. If you want to see the next 2 episodes of Overanalyzing Korra ahead of the YouTube releases, you can support me on Patreon for just a few bucks. Link, as always, is in the description below the video. Biggest shoutouts of all go to my top patrons. Happy anniversary, Kristen, who I guess is in a loving relationship with someone named Kristen. Lucky. Omega Fighter, who had a monster living in his closet, so he took a carpentry class so he could build a monster a closet of his very own. John Martin, who got tired of being so good at 3-card Monty, so now he only deals 1-card Monty, and his win rate's still about 50%. Stephanie Riches, who saved a dog from being hit by a train by grabbing the dog and then simply limboing underneath the train. Tater of Tots, who won a knife throwing competition by invoking an ancient rule of the game that if you catch your opponent's knives in your teeth, the points don't count. The 1am party, who cuts their hair with a shotgun and every time comes out with a suave salon quality cut. The pacifist warrior, who used a particle accelerator to give himself a tattoo on his brain. It's like a sweet dragon. Thomas Lautenbach, who went on a Native American spirit journey and it turns out his real name is Laser Pegasus. Tiago Nascimento, who got accused of cheating on a test once and had it taken away, so he just rewrote the entire test, questions and all, from memory, and then got 100% on it anyway. Whitrow, who won that giant hill cheese rolling competition, but not only did they catch the cheese, it was completely eaten by the time they got down the hill. If you don't get that one, look up cheese rolling. William Fisher, who can actually use the Force, but unfortunately only on those automatic sliding doors at grocery stores. And Zadok, who found an old deaf man in a shack on a mountain and learned eldritch yodeling from him, and now he can summon Yod Sathoth. And of course my god overanalyzers, Two Boots Are Beat, Andrew Watchett, Austin Gallup, Blue Food, Bob Deff, Caleb Johnson, Chandler Crump, Dizzy Payne, Dr. Xerox, Dominic Saint, Donut, Distent, Aaron Grace, JL, Jacob 1908, Jackson, John Ajaka, Justin Fletchall, Justin Wells, Kelly, Lord of Mordor, Mac, Momans, Medium D Speaks, Misaki Ito, Nick, Nicholas Abbott, Orion Bearden, Peter Bayron, Reese, Rocket Mist, Ryan Gregorikos, Ryan Maxwell, Samuel Vanderplatz, Sean Flowers, Super Snipper, The Long and Short of It, Trans Women Are Women, Turt Bobs, and some sort of Bareface. Next up, sort this whole pro-bending thing out, I think.